bass echo in the tunnels. Vatos locos. You already know. Loca, vato loco, come chill with the crew. Couple wild cholos, yeah, we breaking the rules. Down in the crypt where the echoes all boom. Trying through the LCU, make a legend real soon. Make a legend real soon, make a legend real soon, make a legend real soon.
Good morning!
Loca, vato locos, candle low, lights dim. Laughing at the world while the walls cave in. From the shadows to the stage, yeah, we all break through. Crypt door slam, screaming LCU. Posted in the crypt where the air stay cold. Concrete dreams and the stories get bold. Graffiti on the walls, time stuck on pause. Laugh track bouncing off the outlaw laws. TechProtect with the circus on lock. Brain wild like a glitch in the block. Talking big plans, scheming real loud. Laugh now, cry, let the whole room go proud. P.O. rolling in, combo sharp. Eyes like a spark in the middle of dark. Every word land heavy, every bar got weight. Underground kings, yeah, we tempting fate. Loca, vato loco, come chill with the crew. Couple wild cholos, yeah, we breaking the rules. Down in the crypt where the echoes all boom. Trying to throw the LCU, make a legend real soon.
Ba 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 ba.
Loca, vato locos. Shadows on the wall from the jokes to the chaos. Yeah, we love it all. Hands up, fists high, screaming who's who. Whole crypt chanting back LCU. Late night laughter, echo chamber vibes. Memes turn myth when the moment arrives. They said we fade, we just multiply. Turn side Alex into battle cries. Crypt so loud with the bassline hum. Old school soul with the snap of a drum. Culture stitched in the rhyme and the tone. Brown pride pulse in the marrow and bone. No gold chains, but the weight still heavy. Truth in the jokes, yeah, the edge stay ready. From throwaway laughs to a flag we flew. Turn old in the legend as LCU. Candles flicker, walls breathe. Hold the ground move when the beat hit freeze. Laugh through the madness, dance with the doom. Every step echo boom, boom, boom. Loca, vato loco, come chill with the crew. Couple wild cholos, yeah, we breaking the rules. Down in the crypt where the echoes all boom. Trying to throw the LCU, make a legend real soon. Make a legend real soon, make a legend real soon, make a legend real soon. Loca, vato loco. Stay raw from the crypt to the cloud, breaking every law. Say it real loud if you know it's true. What the local forever.
LCU. Ba 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 ba.
TechProtect.
TechProtect. Who's that?
LolCow Crypt. Certified. LCU till the lights go out. Ha.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it again. LolCow Crypt, where we like to throw down with the Clown Town. With us today, we have the infamous David Jaffe, and also the legendary Wings of Redemption. We have today a plethora, an overabundance, a lot of great stories for you. All right, we're going to present to you some amazing things to listen to for the next 2 hours. Hopefully, you find some relief from your day to day. You learn something. Let's all learn something today. Let's make that the goal. Let's learn something. Jaffe, this is where you say yes or something, so I know that you're awake and you're alive, because I have to verify. Oh, your microphone's broken. Okay, again. All right, sorry. I can't. I forgot that
Am I working?
Yeah, you're good. Jaffe, though, I think he broke his shit again. Unfortunately.
It's not broken. I lifted my eyes like, yeah, what?
Oh, okay. You were doing sign language with your eyes.
Sign language, but...
Oh, okay. So I had to interpret your speech through your eyeballs. Jaffe.
Yes?
What was the last thing you learned?
The last thing I learned, I mean, okay, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind, which doesn't mean there's nothing I've learned. Just I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
I learned I was washed at Battlefield.
Yeah, that new MK gun you were using, not so accurate, huh? It was a little rough towards the end. As you guys know, Wing streams on his own channel as well. He had some early morning Battlefield gameplay today, but that gets you in the spirit, in the the move of things, right? Jeff, you play games when you wake up, right?
Can you hear me? Okay, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for testing it. I was trying to read your face, but your face is muted.
I would say this, not usually when I wake up do I play games, no, but I play games throughout the day to take breaks and stuff, and also for work. Um, but yeah, no, yeah, but I love video games, man. I've loved them since I was a
What's
kid.
the last game you've put like 200 hours in? Like,
Probably. I mean, I can tell you right now, actually, but pr- what are you doing, Tech?
Hi, Creating a Smile. Thank you for the $5. But you go ahead and talk. I was doing sign language, but it wasn't for you.
Okay. Let me see. I know you can find out on Steam. Let me go to my profile. The game I have the most hours in is Marvel Snap, which is over 1,000. But the game that I would that I have that probably Call of Duty, not this one, but the Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6 is better than 7.
Oh, I can't play 7 at all.
Which is funny because it's essentially the same game, but it feels so drastically different.
Well, I honestly, I think the reason and people probably don't come to this show for that, so I'll be in and out with this real quick. But you know how they did the skill-based matchmaking and made non-skill-based matchmaking and made ping the main criteria for everyone's, and you have to switch a little switch to get skill-based matchmaking.
Yep.
I like skill-based matchmaking because I'm not a hardcore MLG player like you are. And so I like when games feel fair, like you're playing, you have it's challenging, but you have a shot as well. But I wonder how much of that as the default has created a less compelling game and also financially a less successful game. Because I know the developers were really nervous and they were worried that Battlefield developers were saying all the right things. We're not going to do crazy cosmetics and we're not going to have skill-based matchmaking. And everybody in the vocal minority that is the internet gaming world was like, yeah, finally someone's listening. And I think Call of Duty got spooked, but all you have to do is look at the sales numbers for Call of Duty. It's like Call of Duty is not meant to be a sim. It's the Fast and the Furious of fucking video game shooters. It's meant to be that, and it's mainstream, it's accessible, and I think they fuck themselves with the desire to become Battlefield. So anyway, that's a long answer, but
Can I rant a little bit on it? I know we wanted to just touch on it. I like skill-based matchmaking as well. As a player that's I'm not
good.
the greatest of the great, but I'm well into the category people would consider me a good COD player.
Yeah.
Right. But the only thing I dislike about skill-based matchmaking is the weapon variety. Like when you get to that upper echelon of player, it's only a certain criteria of gun that exists in that realm.
Yeah.
Like you're only going to use what meta most effective tactic available. And
Right.
you're going
I
to
get
consider that 70 or 80% of the time, and it kind of makes it redundant and makes it kind of boring. And I'm the kind of dude that likes to like use shotguns and use like the bad submachine guns and like just weapon variety in general. But in the same vein, like I love gunfight, and gunfight without skill-based matchmaking is almost boring. And it's like you're facing people that have no earthly chance against you whatsoever, and it just puts me to sleep.
Yeah, so but how the latest Call of Duty is not doing as well. I wonder how much of it is that where people came in and were like washed out and were like, oh, this is too fucking hard, or it doesn't even present as too hard. It just presents like, why can't I get a shot? Why can't I do anything? But anyway. So I would say that.
Okay. I had I had a question about you guys. How far do you support skill-based matchmaking? Would you say like it's good everywhere, or maybe just in Call of Duty?
Well, I don't like it at all.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I like it everywhere. I mean, here's what I think. I think if you are I think you should be able to turn it off, but it should be the default for most big commercial games. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a law, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's the reason we asked this question, David. You recently did 2012. You did Twisted Metal, which had a multiplayer online component to it.
Yeah.
Did you guys implement like a skill-based matchmaking in that particular game?
No, we had serverless in that game, if I remember correctly, because it was just getting into the point, the culture, because it's been a long time where games would roll you from one to the other, and we might have had a quick play that did take into account skill, yes, but I don't really remember if that certainly wasn't the default, but the default I think was serverless. But no, we definitely, I think we did use
Server list. Okay.
well, no, but hang on. But we did use certain skill-based criteria to match people in a certain mode, but I don't think it was the default mode.
Well, I wanted to ask you if you like skill-based matchmaking in other places. If you tune into my stream right here, do you know what this is from? Do you know who this lady is from?
It's like a
It looks
documentary.
creepy.
Let's hit play.
You're looking for love.
Yes, unquestionably so.
I don't want to be alone. I want to find someone.
I haven't dated in 33 years.
You could imagine I have to kiss many frogs to find the right guy.
Nope.
Everyone is
I've
different.
seen
Correct.
this
Whether
episode.
you're on the spectrum or not.
We are, however, all looking for the same thing: respect, understanding, and a whole lot of love.
Do you know what this show is, Jaffe?
Yeah, Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum. Recently, season 4 was released on Netflix, and people have been questioning whether or not the skill-based matchmaking is like a major component for the dating life of these autistic people. And by that I mean the show only shows, autistic people falling in love with other autistic people, right? They don't have like an episode where it's like, oh, this is an autistic person dating a non-autistic person. Do you think that framing of like, hey, these people should date other people with their same disabilities, do you think that's a positive, a negative? Do you think the presentation is just like, well, this is for entertainment. Obviously, this is a show about two autistic people dating, so that's what they should show. Do you think it's negative? What are your views on this?
Well, you're asking a lot of different questions.
I answer multiple.
Pick the one you want the most, because each one is
You
a
pick the
rabbit
one you
hole,
want to
right?
answer.
Well, look, I think the idea of pairing. I think if I was dating and married to someone else that had the same level of scorching ADD I have, I think we would be an absolute fucking nightmare of a couple. So I don't necessarily think that dating for someone who has the equivalent sort of neurodivergency that you have is a good idea. But I also think that because it's a spectrum, that, you're autistic. Sarah hasn't been diagnosed, but Sarah's probably pretty fucking autistic in some ways.
Sarah has been diagnosed autistic.
Has she? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's your daughter.
But she's not like the good doctor autistic or Rain Man autistic, right? So I don't know if that spectrum aspect of it is an important role in putting people together, right? Like how far do you have to go to be Rain Man from the film Rain Man before someone like you or Sarah would be like, that's too much. That feels like living with someone with a disability that I don't have the skill set to work with. So I that would be my gut feeling, but I don't really know.
Wings, any thoughts?
I was thinking about a guy. I used to have a friend, an online only friend, and he has Tourette syndrome. So like and he's never dated a woman in his life. So like I made it my mission, like, dude, your parents are getting older, you're getting older. There's going to be a time in your life where you're going to be by yourself. And if you don't like go ahead and pre-plan having somebody in your life, it's going to make life much harder for you. So I tried to like get him a Tinder profile and get him like a Plenty of Fish profile and like do his pictures for him and stuff. And what I found is the girls that he picked out he wanted to message were well over his league. Like they're like, he's out here in the 5 section and he's shopping in the 8 and the 9 section. Right. And it's like, I'm wondering how much of these people in the autism are lonely because they're batting what they desire versus what they can actually buy. And I understand that. It also makes me think about the autism. Like if you're dating autism versus autism, that guarantees the offspring's going to be autistic. There's no chance.
I don't know if it guarantees. But it makes it,
Well, not guaranteed, but much higher probability.
Yeah.
Let me say it that way.
Yeah.
If you and my daughter do end up having children, they're gonna be some autistic babies.
Oh, more than likely. Yeah, but I have heavy autism. I have like heavyweight levels of autism.
Your ass don't sleep. That's the thing I've noticed about you. You don't sleep.
Me, that's like a trauma thing, and also like a pain thing, pain management. I usually don't sleep longer than like 3 hours at a time, and if it ever is longer than that, it's because I took like a sleeping aid or something. But
I'm waking up. Let's do a show, you guys.
Let's do a show. Yeah, you want to dance, Jaffe? Let's
Right.
dance.
No, I don't want to dance.
Let me play
But
the song. I'll play the
Julie
song.
Wood wins, you guys. That is the moment, like in a Fast and the Furious film, when Dom hits the nitro and you see the camera follow into the engine. You could have just followed. That was the moment the Concerta, the ADD meds just kicked in. Listen to this. Julie Woodwind says, my son is autistic. I hope he can find someone he relates to when he grows older. I have two very neurodivergent children. And they have both, to my absolute delight, not really had much of a problem finding people that they enjoy hanging out with romantically. So all I will say is I understand your concern, Julie Woodwinds, but as a fellow parent of a neurodivergent child or children, we've either been really lucky or it's not that big of a deal and it just feels like it's going to be a big deal. So yeah, Rich Creamy Sauce says, I'm autistic and married, never had any issue dating. A lot of it depends, I think, on, you know, what how your autism presents itself, right? I mean, I think my kids, and again, I'm probably going to use insensitive language because I don't know the current way to express these things, but you know, a high performing autism, which I think is an offensive term now, but you know what I'm saying. My kids are kind of high performing autistic kids. It's in terms of they can function mostly in society. Whereas if you're super duper autistic, like you see on TV, I don't know. So
Okay.
high functioning, low support. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy I just have the part of autism that just makes it so I hyper focus.
Like with
Is that ADD or that's autism?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like I hyper focus to the point that if somebody shoots me with like a shotgun in shooters, it scares me. It literally jump scares me.
That's good.
Okay. Do you have any like?
I think it's good because it makes video games more exciting. Like I talk to people who are scared to play video games, like horror games, and I'm like, my God, what must be that? Are you kidding? And I've read enough people write about their experiences playing games where I'm like, I don't think they're kidding. I just cannot relate. Where it's like, oh, I'd love to play Resident Evil, but it's too scary. I'm like, what do you mean it's too scary? And they're like, I'm like, it's not real. It's just, you know, but they're just like, oh, it's too scary. So, you know, I hear you when you're talking about the jump scares with the shotguns. That would be delightful to be scared of that in a video game, but, you know.
Yeah.
You don't focus on that. Like to me, it's like it's not so much that it's scary. It's just something I don't take into account. Like it's a part of the environment that just happened, and I was unaware of it happening
until it happened, and then
until it happened. Yeah.
Scared you. Yeah. Annie Tess says I can watch my husband play Resident Evil, but I cannot play it myself. Interesting. Yeah. No, I you know, there's a lot of people clearly that are like you. I read a study yesterday. The new Resident Evil came out, and in both cases, there's two characters in that game, and you can play either one from first or third person perspective, and you can choose. But the developer has chosen the default, which is the action segment, which is a character called Leon, is third person, camera over the shoulder, and Grace, which is more of the horror segment, is point of view. And a lot of people, nobody really fucked around with Leon, but 40% of people switched from first person to third person with the girl because they said it was just too scary. And I'm like, so it must be a real fucking thing, man.
Yeah,
but
fear of the unknown. Like a third person you can see around the corner. Like you look into a hallway without going into the hallway. You also can like see your peripheral visions. You have a bigger idea of what's around you, whereas you're more tunnel visioned in like the first person point of view.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. Listen to this. Oh, my buddy always plays as the girl, says Harry. I always play. If I have a choice in games between women and men, I will always play as the woman. And a lot of guys are like, I don't want to play. I mean, I've literally talked to guys online that are like, I don't want to play as no fucking woman. I'm like, you understand that it's not really you, right? And they're, I don't want to do it. I'm like, dude, I want to play as Laura Croft. I mean, I want to be a girl character so I can look at these sexy ladies while I'm running around the game all day.
Beto OE2 super chatted $9.99. Did a poll in Discord yesterday and response was positive. How do all of you feel about doing a segment into pop culture conspiracy theories like Mandela effect and certain past pop culture subjects?
Well, we used to do a whole show around that called Madhouse, and I'm always down to talk about. I actually have a story of the top 10 time slips that have been reported that I'm working on for the show. Which is, if you don't know, there are people who feel like they've had moments where they've slipped into another time period and then they come back to this one. So Mandela effect falls right into that. Absolutely. So I can't speak to these two fine gentlemen.
Would the Berenstein Bears be the Mandela effect?
Yeah. Berenstein or Berenstain. And yeah.
Okay.
The Fruit of the Loom little cornucopia also is one, but I guess it's not. I don't know, Jaffe, have you heard that one being exposed?
The cornucopia 100% exists.
Yeah, well,
it exists, but look,
I have the update on that because there was.
I know where it came from, but yeah, go ahead.
So there was people going out saying, I remember the cornucopia on the back of the Fruit of the Loom. It was behind all the fruit, and people were like, "What do you?" I think the company was like, "We've never had that. That's never existed. We don't have anything like that." And the company went through the records of their designs. They couldn't find it, right? But it was because I guess the employee who was there originally with the company, up until they switched it over, right? When he got fired or let go, he took all his designs with him, so they had no record. And some lady was like going through like thrifting locations and found like, I think like 100 of these like Fruit of the Loom labels with the cornucopia. And she's like, well, it can't be fake, like unless every fucking place I've gone to has faked it from old Fruit of the Loom clothing. And they were like, oh yeah, we were just wrong. The company.
Well, and there was also a building that that was in a famous photograph, apparently, that was like a bootleg version that had the cornucopia, and a lot of people remember that. So I understand. Let's put it this way: I absolutely understand the psychological explanation behind Mandela effect, which is it's a memory thing. It's the way we remember things, and then somebody says it, and it becomes the memory is malleable and not very dependable. Blah blah blah. I get all of that. But I also do feel, and I don't have any evidence of this, and it could be total bullshit, but it feels true to say that there do seem to be different realities that we brush up against. And we have experiences with those realities that bleed into ours and ours bleed into theirs. Now, Jordy's making a face like, that's ridiculous. And my response is, that's why I prefaced it by saying, I have no evidence.
Just happiness, because like you're so consistent with this lighthouse realm. Is like it's to me it makes me happy that you're so happy with this.
Well, because I think it's interesting and it explains certain things. But again, there's a difference. I got into an argument yesterday with a guy on a show about religion, because there's a difference between you believing you can believe in something and still go, I don't know if it's actually true. Like, you can have a sense that it's true. I have a sense that a lot of things are true, but I'm not so arrogant to it. Just because I feel that the multiverse theory tracks or quantum immortality tracks, and I've had experiences that seem to relate to that, doesn't mean that I'm going to plant a flag and say, because of that, it's true. So, that's what I would say. I just wanted to hit one thing before we move on from the autistic thing. Natasha says, I'm autistic and have ADHD. My life is a nightmare. I'm sorry to hear that. Not really, but I struggle every day to be normal. Maybe the problem is you're struggling to be normal. The best thing I ever did with all that shit is gave up happily the desire to be normal. And I haven't had that desire since I was probably 12. I'm like, I'm good, man. I got lucky, though. I was raised to think I was a quirky genius. Some people are raised to think you're just a fucking weirdo. So I always saw it as a positive, and that was a great benefit to me. But some people are raised and they think that they are broken, and that must be really fucking difficult and hard and things.
They always
So,
say like the only person that's good at being you is you. Be the best you at
Yeah.
all.
yeah, I'm
Yep.
with that. Unless you're talking about tech, in which case I would totally play small.
Tech has the same problem I have. He says stuff with so much confidence that people hate him for it.
Oh yeah, because I'm the fucking best. What do you mean? I literally am. Literally am the best person here.
You know who could have used your help recently is this young fella. If you look at your screen, this young man here really could have used that kind of confidence. You know what you're looking at here? Go ahead, guess.
This is a
Skeleton in a bag.
This is a young man or old man. I can't tell. It's a man for sure. I'm assuming his pronouns. But he's carrying his dead mother to a location.
Sort of. So this is a man who dug up his since decomposed sister and carried the body, the corpse, the skeleton to the bank in India to prove that his sister had actually died so he could cash out her bank account, because they had no other way to tell that she was actually dead, and they thought he was trying to scam them.
Okay.
And so he said no, and he went and he dug her up, and I guess he got his money from the bank. So that's an option if you're struggling to get your money from the bank, I suppose. But it's a real thing.
Hold up. That's desecration of a corpse. Like he's breaking laws doing this. Like,
it's India.
Well,
then
this
it's like,
is
how do you
in
dig up
India. This is India's Kianjar district.
Yeah.
I don't know what their laws are.
Their laws for dead bodies is insane, Jaffe. You know about their holy river, right? The big river that goes through India. It's like the Chad, do you know what I'm talking about? The big river in India, the one that they think is sacred and they love so much, they cherish it, but it's literally full of feces and the Ganges River. If you did not know, you can bring a dead body to the Ganges River, where they have like dozens of these small family-owned crematoriums, and they will burn the ashes for you right then and there, like 10 minutes. Like, just give them 10 minutes time, sign some paperwork. And the paperwork is nothing like major. It's like, this is their name, this was their final wish, this is what the family name. And then you're like, okay, thank you. And they burn it. And people have theorized that's how people get away with murder in India, is they bring oh, this is my relative. And it's just a person they fucking killed, right? And they just please burn him up, sacred, cherish the Ganges. And yeah, they're like, yeah, fuck it, we'll burn up this body. I'm
saying that I cremated my cat a couple years back, and it had more paperwork than that.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a different world out there, Jaffe. Talking to you, Jaffe's rough because you don't like to make eye contact over the internet.
It's not. It's absolutely not that. In fact, if you watch my other streams I do when I don't have co-host, I'm constantly looking right up at the camera. I'm actually impressed by myself when I look at some of those videos and I go, it seems so unnatural because I don't catch myself looking up there. I feel like I'm looking at the TV or the monitor, but I'm not. I'm looking up here. But when I'm doing a show with you, fine gentlemen, I'm constantly looking at 3 other monitors looking for the next story. So I'm kind of bopping around. So it's not that I'm not listening, but I'm doing multiple things at once. So
okay. Did you see that YoMama wanted us to react to popular TikToks?
That's interesting.
Did you see that my response was not to have a response? Because what?
I mean, it is what it is. It's I can't personally have a TikTok because I have an FBI case open, and it makes it more simple.
You have an FBI case against you?
Yeah, not again. Well, kinda. Let me explain it. Back a couple years ago, people that followed me decided that it would be cool if they took a soundboard of all my sayings and videos of me, and they would go to people's streams that are in the military, like drill sergeants, active military guys that are doing TikTok, and they basically was talk shit while pretending to be me. And then give my address out so the person comes to my house.
Okay.
So
That's a
like people would
strategy.
come to my house to fight me, and then they would also claim like, "Oh, we're going to mess with your daughter while you're gone," that kind of stuff.
Mm,
And then it became cross federal lines and stuff like that. So
got
like
it.
the FBI comes and talks to me, and it's like I don't
Okay.
even have a TikTok, so it's easier for me not to have a TikTok.
Well, okay, so I understand now, but yeah, so YoMama is like, and I was just waiting honestly for the follow up. I didn't know he was done typing, so I didn't really respond because I'm like, TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube is flooded with like, I assume he had a specific person he was hoping we would respond to, but
No, he just like go just find popular like little short videos and react to them. Which I don't know. You said
has merit.
you chose not to respond, but I think you should be responding more often in that chat because if it comes off like agreeance to not say anything.
I want to say this while he's thinking that over. It has merit because of this. Like if you're responding to what's hot on TikTok, it makes it a very easy short for us to put on the channel too. That might actually catch people's opinion and have them show up. You know, we talked about
I'm not
yesterday.
opposed to it. I just was assuming he was going to follow up with like,
Here's a
you guys have to
recommendation.
see this guy on TikTok.
Yeah.
He, eats the cat litter out of the cat or the poop out of the cat litter box or something. But it just said that, and so I was like, maybe he didn't remember to finish the sentence, or he got busy with his own shit. I have no idea. But I mean, I can go to TikTok right now. I'll find something to respond to if you want.
I think it's one of those things that it should be something that's planned. Like just have a little segment, like like you remember how you did the other day? It was like, here's four videos. We do rapid fire, bang, 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 bang. I think that could be like something similar.
Yeah, possibly.
okay.
I'm not opposed to it entirely myself. But you know what is interesting? Little LCU update. How's it going, everybody? LCU update. There was a schedule announced yesterday on LolCow Live, and it was not well received. I don't know if you heard about it, Jaffe. I kind of give you a little bit of the breakdown of it.
This is a YoMama schedule, or it's a steak schedule? Or
Yeah,
they did it
YoMama
together, or
proposed
what?
a schedule. I think he talked it over with Mike, kid behind the camera, and the idea was to have roaming shows, essentially like a work schedule you would see at like a fast food place, where some people work these days, some people work those days, but no one's working all 5 days. Now, there were a few exceptions, right? There were 4 channels that were allowed to stream every day, the same schedule, Monday through Friday.
Yes.
That was LolCow Live, LolCow Queens,
Yes.
Cafe, and Crypt.
Yes.
These 4 shows were not subject to any changes on the schedule, right? So some shows had 3 days out of the week they could stream. I think there might have been one that had only 2 days out of the week. But he was, allegedly trimming the fat, right? He was trying to give the shows that have content regularly the ability to present themselves, and those that don't really regularly have good content, time to build up a show for the next day. That's his explanation for the whole thing. Do you have any thoughts on the schedule, or any thoughts on why we were given the green light to be a 5-day-a-week show?
Well, me or Wings?
Both of you.
Well, I have thoughts, but Wings, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, my thought process is like I kind of got some clout in this little hemisphere, and like Crypt works as the morning show, and like Crypt and Cafe are the morning shows. They pull 600-700 viewers. They do 50% better than almost every other channel around them. And like the one thing I disagree with, I think Reapers does really well, and I think Reapers always should be a 5-day-a-week show. But I feel like it's a good direction, right? Because like LolCow, I'm gonna pick on Phantom here. Alpha doesn't always have content, right? Some days he's sitting there just chiseling an arrowhead. Other days he's like, "What are we doing today, chat?" That kind of thing. I think it's a good direction, but like at the same time, it's like I don't know. The 24-hour schedule has to go. It has to go.
Yeah, I think the news schedule still is 24-hour, but it's just one circuit, just the A circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that change?
Which is better.
Yeah,
that's 100% better because you want to put your best and brightest forward. The issue with the LCU I see as a whole is everybody's working against each other and trying to compete against each other with like leaderboards and things like that. When really everybody should be working towards growing the entire network. We need to build each other up, find ways to get more people to come into the network and not just like sit stale.
At Vertush3 super chatted $9.99. I believe everyone should see Stampering with the secret sauce that makes this show exceptional. A subtle hint of LCU is okay, let this be on its part of the LCU.
I agree. I think, there were suggestions in the past for Crypt that were, hey, Tech, you need to start pushing major LCU stuff with Jaffe. And I was like, straight, Jaffe's not going to be here for it. He doesn't give a fuck. He's going to shut down. It's going to fuck up the show. But, I was told you have to make this more LCU oriented. Now,
Who said that?
One of the people that are now in charge.
About this show?
Yeah, but this was a recommendation from like a month and a half ago. Like I think right before Fat Camp and during.
I mean,
Fat
look,
Camp.
they would know more than I, but I won't be on the show. But I mean, that's
No,
okay.
no.
I'm not the draw anyway.
They're
So
wrong.
yeah,
They're wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Because here's the thing: if people want that LCU vibe, there is 28,000 other shows they can hear about Fupa and her mandibleplastia. Right. Don't care. Right? Do any of you care what happened with Foxy and Fupa yesterday? I don't give a flying fuck. I think both of them are like living off of Tina's coattails.
I don't even know who one of them is.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. It's like
Yeah.
what makes Crypt unique isn't like a secret sauce. It's that we do our own thing. Period. Like we talk about topics that are interesting. We talk about things that people think. The whole point is to make people's day better. Somebody's stuck in the morning at work. They're getting their cup of coffee in, and we're killing 2 hours so they can get to lunch.
Yeah. I would agree with what we said
Terrible job.
earlier.
If you have that job, quit today. I want you to get your little box, your cardboard box, put all your shit in your box, and walk out the door. Life is short, and that's probably reckless. So don't do that. But prep your next job and leave that job as soon as you can. We don't want you to stop listening to Crypt, but come on, baby. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
Permele says I usually hide in the bathroom to watch this. That's funny. Wings was saying earlier, it became very cutthroat sometime last year, right? Where everyone is competing against each other. The old days of the LCU, the first year with the multiple shows, it felt very much like everyone wanted to help each other out. Like showrunners were willing to go on to other shows to help with content. They're willing to do bits together. They're willing to, oh, you want to take a day off? I got you. I'll be there for you. And now, maybe it's the report cards. Maybe it is the two circuits competing with each other at the same time slot that makes us so competitive that people don't want to be taking their time out of their day to go to another show. And now that when you do that, which not to jack myself off in front of the camera, but I will. I'm like one of the only people that will go on to another show for a full 2 hours to help them out with content or to cover a shift, I guess you could call it. Right? No one's doing that anymore.
Well, there's also the fact that there's at least 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours of like podcasting you got to do a week. And to cover 12 hours a week is extremely difficult, especially for people that are not used to doing 12 hours a week. So like if somebody goes on, say, Reapers and gives them a great show, they're making nothing for it. This could have been content I could have used on my show and possibly made money on it. And like people get to that realm. And like when you compete each other against it things, like I said, cut back to 24 hours. It should be like a 12-hour cycle, not a 24-hour cycle. And you should put your best and your brightest, and you should work together and cultivate a product. But that's my opinion.
Or keep it 24 hours, but make kind of like, back in the 90s, the actual programming of a cable channel might turn off at 1 a.m. And then you'd get infomercials and weird shit and local programming. And then at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m., the Today Show comes back on and you're back to national programming, right? So I do think having a farm league makes sense, whether you want to put that on a B circuit or a show that every day changes and it's new shots. I definitely think you want to have the ability to give people a chance to try out new ideas, try out new hosts and all that stuff. But I don't think that should be a big portion of it. I think it should be like, oh, okay, from 11 p.m. or whatever, 1 a.m. to like 7 a.m. or whatever. These are the shows that we're just giving shots to. And if they earn a seat at the table, You know, and something then I think it makes sense. I also heard, I haven't read this, but it sounded like this is something maybe YoMama was proposing, which did make sense. The idea that you're going to bring a host on that can't run their own show, I think unless you're talking
You're
about
talking about
just like,
hardware or content?
both, really. I mean, unless you're talking about, I get that there are some people that are, big talents, and it's like, okay, you'll make exceptions as you should. But the vast majority of people here are not talented enough that they should be able to not figure out how to run a goddamn stream. I get some people don't have the money for the gear, and that's fine, but hopefully they make it up with their talent. But, as I've said before, OBS, you're not launching a space shuttle. You're not learning how to program. It's a fucking off the shelf middleware solution to streaming. It takes you about 10 minutes to learn the basics. And then if you really want to get into the nuance, okay, it's not complicated. It just takes time, but nobody's asking them to do that. So I honestly don't know, but does people actually show up to this show to hear us talk about inside baseball? Maybe. I don't fucking know. I'm happy to talk about it because I work here, but I don't know if this is a good topic for the audience. What do you think, audience? You like this topic, or is it like, fuck you, man? We don't give a fuck about this shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else.
I agree with passes. Like Tina, for example. Tina has been doing this for 2 years, and she can't jump in and out of like calls with each other. Like Tina's just completely computer illiterate. But like other than like Tina and Lynn Reed.
At Mountinx 5F Super Chatted $9.99. Here is my idea. Dismantle the B circuit. Was a great idea but can't be visualized. Add hosts that have promised to the A circuit. Like the NBA. You have the A League and the G League.
Okay.
Yeah. So Urban's, it's a good point. I like the minor league point, because I think we do have, and I won't say much more about it because I hear you guys that want to move on, and I'm with you on that. But and maybe there should be a weekly show where it's just hosts drop in and discuss the LCU, and it's more like it's LCU inside baseball. And so because I know there are people who like it, but maybe at least for Crypt it doesn't need to be a big talking point. But anyway, whatever. But what I was going to say though is where did it go? I've already lost my train of thought.
I'll say something while you're doing this. So like,
yeah,
let's take H3 and Kino Casino as examples. Keem hates when I do this, but it is what it is. H3 has never used the model that we use, where it's ran based off donations. They use a growth model only. And nobody would, in their right mind, would look at H3's network and compare it to this network and be like, oh, they're the same. No, H3 makes a much better product. And sometimes you have to sacrifice the upfront gains for growth. And I don't feel like the LCU is doing growth. Like, look at the major channel on the network right now, LolCow Live. We built it up to 95,000 subscribers. It's currently sitting at 92,000 subscribers. It's done nothing but lose subscribers for the last year because it's not doing growth. It's doing contents to the audience itself. Steve Jobs says you never sell a product to people that already buy your product. You sell a product to people that don't buy your product, right? People that are in your stable will be in your stable. You're looking to bring the next customer in.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that constantly making content for your fan base. You got to make it for the fan base you haven't gotten yet. And there is no growth in the LCU. And if growth stagnates, everything else will stagnate because people get bored. People will move on. People will be like, all right, I've seen the show. I've heard Fupa get talked about 6 times. I don't care about Fupa and Phantom. That's all I've heard about since I've been back to this shit.
I mean, that's true.
It is what it is.
Nerds has had like an optimal position to do like a lot of the outreach for like pop culture content, with there's always new manga coming out. There's always new anime coming out. But because the LCU itself has been very anti-anime, anti-manga or whatever, they've always been told to shut that down on their streams. And so they're not going to capture an outside audience, but they could totally run that. New comic books coming out, new cartoons, an action figure set, a movie.
Okay, but I will say that's a hard show to do. And again, maybe there needs to be a show about this, but I'll trust you two gentlemen to determine when it's time to move on. But I run a video game show, right? And the biggest problem is, everything is now fragmented and that's a good thing in a lot of ways. But it used to be like I would be a kid and there was a show called Lights, Camera, Action, which was about behind the scenes movie making. And I didn't give a fuck what they covered. Sometimes it was Star Trek, Star Wars. Sometimes it was like a fucking, drama. But I loved movie making so much, I would watch it because that was the only thing I had. Now with the internet, the idea that sometimes this comic comes out or this anime comes out or this video game comes out, there are entire channels dedicated to one concept. It's just the Dragon Ball Z of this specific era, and that's all the channel covers. So general sort of even niche down a little bit content doesn't really work as much anymore. If you're going to do general stuff, you've got to be personality driven. And that's what I was going to say. The bigger part is a lot of these hosts are just not very good. And I hate to say that. No, I don't, because I said it. I would if no. I don't have a problem with a 24-hour network. I don't have a problem with a B and an A circuit if the shows are great. But most of them are not great. They're boring. They're just fucking boring.
One would say that you're bored of this this line of conversation because you've asked to move on like 4 times already. But I would also say we're doing a better job being engaging with this boring line of conversation than shows hit at their 100% peak efficiency.
That's fair. I'm not actually bored of it because it's a special interest to me because it's one of the jobs I do. It's just that I am hyper fixated on making sure the audience isn't bored. I'm always worried about that.
Well, stop showing it. It makes the content worse.
I don't know if I agree with you.
It does.
You saying it, Tech. Here's something I see a lot of people say about you. You have a charmingly but disturbingly inflated sense of your own level of intelligence sometimes.
Yes.
And so
it's accurate.
you saying something
makes you want to do the opposite. But the thing is, you have an issue with authority, right?
I don't. Yeah.
Your entire life, if anyone is like, you should be doing this, you're like, well, I'm actually going to do the opposite now. You know what?
That's not true.
Fuck, I'm eating all the carbs I can.
No, that's absolutely not true. It
comes off that way.
It comes off that way, but you're missing a very key important fact, though. When someone comes to me with data-driven information, I'll listen. The problem I have is not with authority. The problem I have is with authority that isn't earned, right? So if you come to me and you say, I think you should do X and here's why, I'm like, oh, that's a really good point. I'm down with that.
I used to build these spreadsheets. But if you come with me and just hang on, I don't give a shit what you used to do. What I'm telling you that's what I'm telling you is
I'm telling you right now is you don't have the data to back up the fact that the audience is feeling that this is a boring or not boring conversation. That data does not exist.
When I used to work for you, there was actual fucking data that proved that when you were enthusiastic about a topic, the audience was, one, chatting more often and showed positive responses in the live stream. And when you showed any negativity, they started to be like, yeah, that's bad. Let's switch topics. Let's move. I used to build you these spreadsheets and you'd be like, well, just don't give me the numbers. Just tell me what it is. And I'm like, okay, well, here's what it is. So yes, literally you being negative about the topic is negative.
I love the numbers. Listen to this.
Oh, you're fucking
Micah says, did Jaffe take his meds today? I did, but here's what you have to understand. Yesterday I was doing a stream and someone said, or I said, hey, if you pay me this much money, I'll take some dope. And they paid me that much money. So I took some dope and streamed an extra hour and I have a bit of a weed hangover right now. So I do apologize. I'm still struggling to get used to the 7 a.m. slot, but I love the 7 a.m. slot and I will do better because I should have more energy for you guys and I'm sorry.
Hit on this.
Fuck you.
The reason we're on the 7 a.m. slot is because we had to get rid of a show that was just a hindrance to Cafe and Crypt.
With Gold, right?
Gold was fucking both channels.
Yeah, I mean, currently it's a similar story with Bus, right? I don't know if you saw yesterday. I think Bus got as low as 270 viewers, right? If you went this day, like a month ago, they had a show that was 4,100 plus viewers. right? To have that big of a drop
really
off.
that big of a pull? Because like all she does is like put her camera up and talk into the iPhone microphone.
It's a combination, right? One, the original starting of the show with Amber and Scooter and Sweet Tea. If you would have done a week without Amber, that show still would have done, over 1,500, 2,000 views, right? Concurrence. But they would just unfortunate timing or bad, foresight or forethought. Amber leaving and then also removing the two people that were attached to Amber's name, Fupa and me, made it so you're forcing the audience to watch a new cast that doesn't have a rapport with Amber, that can't banter about Amber because they've only had a week with her, right? So it's like, what am I actually watching this for? What's the purpose?
The new host is a guy that people just think is a racist.
Well, yeah, I mean,
which Turbo does a competent job. Like I can't.
I think Turbo's an absolute asshole.
Turbo's awful. He's god fucking trash.
Well, personality aside, he's competent at what he's doing, but nobody likes him because of everything else.
Oh, I think he's also incompetent. I had to hop in yesterday and stream for them. I had to get back in so they can run OBS because he was fucking up his shit. They went from 270 views up to like 500 something because I had to hop in, host the show, and be like, all right, this is how you do it. This is how it works, and yeah, Turbo's fucking bullshit. Put him on gay. Put Turbo on gay. I think that's the fix. Put us at the Jaffe. Could you do the prime time slot, 5 p.m. our time?
Sure. Yeah.
Winks, could you do that?
Yeah. I can do any time.
But I mean, it wouldn't be Crypt.
This is what I do to pay the bills.
It'd be 8 p.m. What if we just have two shows? We have morning Crypt and afternoon Crypt.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, sure. That would be great. But no one's going to give us that opportunity.
We
don't know anyone powerful enough in the universe to give us that opportunity.
I do.
No, we don't know anyone powerful enough.
I do.
Oh my God. Do you guys know how to play people? I know we all know them. And then we're going to get YoMama coming in and he's going to go, I can make that happen, and we play to his ego.
Oh, you're right. No, who could ever make that reality for us?
New master plan.
Oh gosh, I wonder. Chat, give us a 1 in the chat if you want to see Crypt at night as well. Double feature Crypt Monday through Friday. You get a morning show and you get an afternoon, more insane, more reactive, higher energy show.
We got to seriously change the theme song if you guys want to go around this route.
I'm down. The theme song was for me, and this is Crypt itself is the TechProtect show.
I'm not even lying.
We should get a bigger show.
At TikTok right now and looking, but most of this stuff is copyright. So, Vertucci, no tech. That's why Keem made 3 videos. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Red Sheets Metal. Thank you for the super chat. I used to build these spreadsheets, says TechProtect.
I did.
That's going to go on your coffin and your Crypt, and Jordy's is going to be cabbages for poverty. Tastes like poverty.
580 super chatted $10. Morning, guys. Hope you are having a great day. Love the hat. Wings.
Morning.
Thank you, Beastman. Can I ask a question? And I know this comes directly from Keemstar. He wants everything uniform because I had this fight with him because like me and
I ain't wearing no uniform.
Me and JKB wanted to do another show back in the day before I got kicked off, and I was going to call it Paranormal Obscura. It was going to be a horror themed show, but also talk about like camera work, that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
Oh God, that sounds terrible.
Well, I'm autistic. I love it. I would watch a video on trains. So yeah, I'd watch a camera show.
The first part sounds great, and now you're throwing cameras in.
Well, the camera work, not so much we're going to talk about cameras, but like movie making, because it's going to be centered around like horror movies, but also people's experiences. Like, for example, the idea was like we'd have people send audio video to a email of experiences they had with like Bigfoot. And then we'd watch a Bigfoot movie to prep for the show. And then we would talk about the Bigfoot movie and play his experience and then lead into like other things. Like, for example, like we were going to go to Waverly Hills, which is a sanitarium in Kentucky. And we were going to like set it up and have people like ghost hunting stuff and that thing. Just those kind of ideas.
Okay. But the way you had pitched it was like it was going to be about cameras. And I'm like, wait, what?
No.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
The obscure part's about like just the horror movie aspect of it,
Okay.
like footage and stuff. I forgot what I was talking about with it, but like
You were pitching it. You were saying you wanted to do the
shot
show.
the
Uniform.
idea down because we wanted to call it Paranormal Obscura, but still be in the network. He wanted to call it like local horror or something like
Yeah.
that. He wants something very simple. And like I'm looking at our backdrop, it's like used baseball.
Ato OE2 super chatted $9.99. I think Crypt should just move to Bus's slot and Bus can take this one. Y'all deserve prime time, especially if you all dedicate yourself to the content. Hashtag Madhouse reboot only because I never saw it. Celebratory gesture emoji.
Well, Madhouse has something we don't have.
Thank
Madhouse
you.
had Bunny
Thank you,
Button.
bud.
You can be.
I talked to Bunny yesterday, by the way. She gave me some more insight into why she won't come back. But keep going with your story first.
Yeah, but like we have this like used baseball card that's like neon green and pink. It's like the ugliest thing in the fucking world. Like, why can't we have like a backdrop that's like space themed or like multi-dimensional themed that like moves behind the cameras? Like if you look at like Kino Casino, they have like these red stars. It's so much more nice to look at versus like this uniform baseball card shit that goes over everything. Like, does people really need to see LolCow Crypt at the bottom here? Like, you can put that as.
I think branding's important. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I care in that I do think it's an important topic. It's kind of as it relates to the LCU above my pay grade. I do think there's value at branding, and I think there are bigger problems to solve than that. But sure, I think that's a valid take. Yeah.
What I'm saying is a new coat of paint might go a long way, especially since everything's kind of gotten stale.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really privy to the numbers. So if you guys are saying things have gotten stale and you can see that in the subscriptions, you can see that in the money, then that's a very different thing. I had heard that the universe was doing really well, better than it ever has. But
it is. It 100%. It's bringing in more money than it's ever brought in before. I can tell you that from the back end numbers. But it's not growing viewer wise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you don't grow viewer wise, eventually you lose people. People just get bored to move on to the next thing in their life.
I will agree with this relates to what you're saying, Jordy, about a new coat. Moshmallow says, I like that Reapers has a lot of nice elements on the screen, or Cracked or Crypt, whatever their show is called. They do a really good job with their production. We did a lot of that with Madhouse, but we don't do any of it here. It's just not, it never, we get more viewers here and more money here without the production. So it's like, it doesn't seem to be.
Oh, Pay Pig.
Hey, BB Phil, welcome back, buddy. Good to have you, sir. Welcome to the Pay Pig, my dear friend. BB
Hell
Phil.
yeah, Jeff, you're playing the song.
Battery critical. Charging
BB
battery.
Phil. Get in my
Battery
pocket,
critical.
BB Phil. Come live with me,
Charging
We're going in
battery.
there eventually.
Battery critical.
Headband.
Charging.
Ow.
So you're a serious gamer. You have a head dent.
Nah. Yeah, you for real are hungover, huh? You're weed hungover.
I'm pretty hungover. Yeah.
That's why.
And again, I'm not some kind of irresponsible guy. I just, weed doesn't get me hungover unless I do it with edibles. And now I'm remembering and I'm like, oh my God, dude, you shouldn't have taken an edible.
Can you do a rap for BB Phil?
Yeah. His mama forgot to take the pill. Then 9 months later, here comes BB Phil popping out the vag, coming with a mic. It's BB Phil. He's going to steal your bike because he's a badass bully and he runs these streets. Coolest motherfucker that you're ever going to meet. He comes in, he dances. He likes to do a jig because he's BB Phil, our newest paid pig. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good for off the cuff.
Hell yeah. BB Phil.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right. So listen, yeah, you goddamn right, Panda-Eyed. You goddamn right.
That Panda-Eyed Irish super chatted $11.50. It's not a weed hangover, it's a stone over.
Tell him you can ask my mama, man. You can see a mic in my sonogram.
That's pretty good. Who wrote that? Is that yours?
No, it's not mine.
That's pretty good. I have to close my eyes, Carol Johnson, because I got to think. Raw Wings, thank you for the super chat. Since when did Crypt get a 500-pound cowboy? Look, I'd love to wear hats, man, but these headphones prevent it. Like Wings has the little dongle. but I can't put anything on this one.
Like I don't know if you look at it this way, but like if you have one of these, you can just plug it in the front and just switch it over in your Windows. I don't know what.
Oh no,
amp
I
you
can.
have.
It's not that I can't acquire the ability to use that. I like the sound on these because you know what it is, gamers. For the longest time, no matter what headphones I bought, I could not get 3D sound, and so Call of Duty was the one that was driving me the biggest fucking batshit because I'm like, I know there's someone coming at me. What the fuck is going on? And they're like, turn on 3D sound, and I did, and all it would do was an increase in volume in 360 degrees. And somebody said, get these, and they're not that expensive. They were like $100 Sony headphones. And suddenly my Call of Duty game, not that I'm great or even good, but I'm meaningfully better than I was because now I can tell where things are coming from. And all my games now with 3D sound. And I know this is like, yeah, Jaffe, welcome to 2009, but it 5 years ago or 3 years ago when I got these was a fucking revelation. These are Sony dynamic stereo headphones, MDR 7506. I don't fucking know.
Those are more audiophile headphones than they are gaming.
Okay.
Like they're very good. Those are very good headphones you have on there. They punch above their weight price for dollar value.
Seems to be.
But like if I had to buy any headset right now for what Jaffe's saying, I'd go with the Bear Dynamic headset line, like the MX330. But it's probably a quite bit more expensive. You're looking at a $400 or $500 headset there.
Oh yeah, I don't take it that serious. But
it's like this right here. This is what I use. I use the Astro A40s. This is the Tournament Edition. These run you about $300.
Oh God, we're actually doing hardware talk on Crypt. Well, and what are you using for your keyboard? Are they brown key caps? Which one?
I use the Razer.
Is it clicky or is it clacky? Which one? I need to know. I must.
You know
are
what though?
Cordially invited.
Well, hang on, before you get to that, there is a website you can go to now. In fact, let me show you that first. Hang on. PC Gamer keyboard click website, maybe. Listen to this. This is great, man. This is so great. The Listening Museum. Have you seen this?
No.
And you can click on any keyboard and then type. Right? Or if you like, here's electric.
Okay, that is kind of nice.
Right? But unfortunately, they don't have it yet where you can apply it to your own keyboard. And there are Chrome extensions that apparently let you do it, but they haven't worked for me very well. But I love the clicky clacky of a good chunky keyboard like the Commodore 64.
So like this.
I can't hear anything, Jordy.
Oh, you can't.
Can you guys hear that?
No, he has to talk while he does it because his noise suppression cancels it.
Oh yeah, I have too good of noise suppression.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good to know because I always mute myself when I type because I thought it would annoy you guys.
No, I don't care.
When I'm talking to my ex who calls me on her iPad, and she'll be typing because she's looking up stuff that we're talking about. Those keyboard sounds, because they're coming through the FaceTime because she has an iPad, I just fucking love it. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I run a $250 keyboard, but it has that nice click sound of like the physical keys, like the old IMB, like the old keyboards you get on like a Commodore 64 and shit.
Oh, the Commodore 64 keys were the chunkiest best, man. I worked with a programmer who had not just sounds hooked up, but every time he would hit a key in his code, he'd have just a tiny little sparkle that would come off the letter, and it was just so fun to watch him. Just code like now I just ask ChatGPT. But the point is, look at this. If you don't know what you're looking at,
that says, I'll read it out for you. It says, you are cordially invited to a reception for time travelers hosted by Professor Stephen Hawking to be held at the University of Cambridge. Location is this at the time of 6/28/2009. No RC required.
You guys heard about this, right?
Yeah, I'm aware of this. Do you know what this is, Wings?
Right.
I do not. I know it's RS. Oh, I guess no RSVP.
Yeah.
Well, so Stephen Hawking in 2009, when obviously he was still alive, he wanted to, it was a real experiment. He made this invitation, he put it in his files. He never let anyone know about it because the idea would be that he died. And one day in 500 years, 1,000 years, because he was one of the preeminent minds of his time, his papers would be, popular, looked at, published, whatever. And time travelers would say, oh, he's waiting for us in the past. And so he literally had a party that he was, here he is right here waiting. This is a real picture of him. And obviously no one showed up because his whole thing was he thinks time travel is possible from a physics standpoint, but he thinks there is an unknown aspect of physics that say, in order to protect the physical realm, there's like, it prevents it from occurring. So theoretically it should be possible, but he feels it's not possible because it causes so many paradoxes that the natural law has created things we don't know about yet, different laws of nature to prevent it from happening. And so this was just the invitation that he actually had made, that if time travel worked, should have. Yeah, Plunder says that party looks lame. You know what? Fuck you, you son of a bitch.
Stephen Hawking went some better parties.
You know what? Yeah, well, that's true, but depends what you're talking about.
But
But
the Epstein Island shit.
yeah, but I'm just saying, this party looks lame, motherfucker. You know what party looks
Ukraine
lame?
guy 352 super chatted $9.99. Tech is gone, thank God.
This is the lamest birthday party picture on the internet. If you guys, I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if
Kirk
this
Cameron.
Audience, do you even know who Kirk Cameron is? A lot of the audience probably doesn't.
Yeah, he's the guy from Full House.
And he became super religious and all this shit. Well, this was his company that makes religious movies, and this was his birthday. And everybody was like, but like, it's such the most pathetic birthday because nobody showed up and nobody was there. And Cameron, for the longest time, has been like, no, they're all around the other side of the table. You just can't see them. But I just think Kirk Cameron's the biggest fucking loser
Dude,
joke.
you know what
piece
this
of
picture
shit.
has in common with Fireproof?
What?
Nobody went to see that shit either.
Oh, right. You mean his religious movie Fireproof? Yeah, exactly.
Kelly loves Fireproof.
Ironically or literally?
Literally, she likes the movie Fireproof.
Okay. Well, I mean, I like Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas.
Well, here's my thing
because
with
it's so awful.
Religious movies and or songs. And I give this criticism to Kelly because she likes to listen to Christian music while we drive the car and stuff like that. The issue with Christian media or any religious media is they put the message ahead of the art every time. Like, it's cool if you put the art ahead of the message and the art portrays the message, right?
They're trying to shove their agenda down our throats.
Correct.
Wings.
The agenda is before the actual making an entertaining product. You know what I'm saying? Because there's very well done Christian movies and songs, but most.
Well, the
of
other
them
problem with Christian movies or any religious movies is they're not listed in the store under the fantasy section. Is the real problem with them. Now, I will cry every time I see that movie, The Shack, which is a religious movie, right? Mm-hmm. About the guy who dies and meets God and Jesus and a couple other deities and whatnot. There was a movie with Jennifer Gardner about her kid who fell into the well of a tree and then came out and suddenly was touched by God or something. I mean, I love, religious ideology. I just don't believe it.
Same, like the movie The Stand, for example, it was a religious movie in itself, and like it's a very good one when you compare it to like Fireproof.
Stephen King's The Stand is a religious film.
Yeah, do you remember the end? The hand of God comes down and ignites the nuclear bomb that Trash Man brings to Las Vegas.
I need to read the book again. I read it in high school. I don't remember half of it.
Yeah, it's hidden as it doesn't say anything about being a religious movie to the very end. And like God literally takes this guy who brings a nuclear weapon into Las Vegas, and Satan and all his minions are there, and the hand of God reaches down and blows the bomb up.
Why would God want to detonate it? To kill the Satanists?
Yes.
Okay. He could just snap his fingers, though. Why does he need to use the bomb?
Maybe. I mean, like, how do we know what powers he actually has?
Well, if you're... yeah, I don't know. This is the
What are we talking about?
We're talking about religious movies, and I go, The Stand is a religious movie because, like, at the end, with Trash Man brings the nuclear weapon to Las Vegas and they blows up Randall Flag and everything.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, you never seen The Stand?
I know the only no.
You don't watch movies.
Yeah, I know the Almighty movie. What is it? With
Evan Almighty.
Evan Almighty, and then also the other
Bruce
one.
Almighty.
Yeah, I've seen both of those.
Those are pretty good. Red Sheets Metal, thank you for the super chat. Heavily religious people have the worst road rage. Yeah, there's a lot of problems with religion, but let me tell you something. I'm on Wings of Redemption's show this morning, just watching him play some games. Somebody in the chat comes at me and says, Jaffe, I like Crypt, but you got to stop with all your political stuff. And I say, why? We don't talk about politics that much on this show. And they said to me, well, your views of mass immigration are bad. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure my views of mass immigration are pretty common in the society. I think most people would agree with my views on immigration. And they said, then I knew they were a racist piece of shit because they're like, it's all these savages coming in. And I'm like, come on, man, really? It's like if my political musings offend you, but you're okay using the word savages, I think I'm getting into heaven and you're probably not.
At least he didn't use the other term.
Yeah,
I guess so.
With the spears.
Speaking about getting into heaven, Jaffe. Recently, I was given the amazing windfall of the bus payout for March. And
how'd you do?
I did pretty well. The check was pretty good, but I may have splurged. And I don't usually splurge on myself. You see, I've lived here for quite some time. I don't really like to spend money on myself, but I did buy myself something nice today.
A Cadillac Escalade.
Ooh, it might be better than an Escalade. Do you want me to show you?
That was me
Jaffe?
saying that you got paid big fat money.
You want to see what I got?
Yeah,
Sure.
we do.
All right.
By the way, I live in this guy in the chat says, Jaffe, you don't really deal with immigration. We live in Texas. I live in San Diego. The border is literally like 25 minutes away. I assure you, I know what you're talking about, but look,
Tijuana is fun though.
Oh, what's this? Is that the, wait a minute. What
You got a
I
Keurig.
understand what this is, but why do we have this now?
It's a Keurig.
But this does what this does.
Well, this does a single cup of coffee, but this, you put the coffee grind into it and you can make a pot.
You're never going to have any savings. You're never going to have wealth. Why would you buy two of these? Just buy one. You don't need a whole.
Me and Sarah like to have coffee, and then if you have coffee with us, then I can save money by making a pot of coffee. But if it's just, one person wants to make a coffee whenever, K-cup.
Why don't you go make some? Let's see if it works.
Well, the coffee's on the way.
Oh, we have the coffee.
This got
yet.
here first.
All right, fair enough.
All right, fair enough.
That's cool. How much was it?
I mean, this is me being conservative.
Give a guess.
$280.
Oh, what?
112.
And this might come off
Shut
as
up,
hate.
Banana. We have tons of plans. Don't say we're just bullshitting for an hour. I have topics. The issue is we have lots of people. We have lots of chat. We gotta roll with where it takes us. Go ahead, Jordy. Sorry.
I'm very conservative with money, like super conservative with it. And like, I look at that like the Keurig's not what's going to make you guys go broke. It's all the door dashing McDonald's and like coffee grounds and stuff like that. Like the Keurig actually will pay for itself and eventually. Like it's something that, if you drink coffee at home more often than you get Starbucks, it eventually will pay for itself.
Grubhub is a real dangerous thing for me because I have ADD and ordering groceries, I always order them too late. And when I don't order them, I have to get Grubhub because I get hungry, right? And so what ends up happening is I'll have 2 days where my Grubhub bill is through the roof, and then I'll eventually get around to ordering groceries. And then I'll have like 10 days where I'm like, oh, this is so nice not to be wasting money on Grubhub or DoorDash. And then I'll run out of groceries, and my ADD will prevent me from doing the boring work of getting more groceries. And then I'll just be like, oh, I guess I need to order McDonald's. It's a real nightmare. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it.
It's a habit. It's a luxury service that people kind of like use. And like I see it all the time because I do gig work. As you know, me and my wife do gig work instead of like watching TV. We'll go out and DoorDash and shit like that.
Right.
And we'll DoorDash to people that have no business DoorDashing. Like they're living on the fringes of society and they're ordering a luxury service where they're paying $30 for like a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Do you do the gig work with your wife?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun. That's nice. So do you ever drop the food off and do they ever recognize you and go, you're Wings of Redemption?
Funny enough, I got my account banned, which I got back the first time because somebody recognized me. Like I literally like, oh, Wings, and like we took pictures and hugged and like talked for a little bit.
Why would that get you banned?
Because he went back and told DoorDash that I called him the N-word and that I ate his food.
Oh, he was fucking with you.
Yeah.
No. He was a troll, but he was excited to see me.
Oh.
No. I don't use the N-word anymore or anything like that. I've said it before. There's clips of me saying it before, but I was much younger, and I grew up in a ghetto area. I grew up in Holt Gardens, so like I grew up in a predominantly black area. So I've always had like a little bit of a Bonic tone to me. But like I don't.
You code switch though. Like I'll notice when YoMama comes on, you'll start talking more Ebonic-y or whatever the term is.
Yeah.
Like YoMama, if you're watching and you're not busy, come on real quick and watch. It's like like a button.
I mean,
same thing with my family.
I do the
I'm
same.
Southern. I get really Southern around my family.
I do the Southern part. Yeah.
Is Chapin asking why the fuck I live here? There was a number of comments that
I thought it was because we were gay.
No, we're not.
Someone
gay.
was like, well,
that was in my chat, right?
YoMama.
Chat.
Yo, it's your boy, YoMama.
Hey, what up, dog?
Oh, what's good, man? Everybody's.
See, I won't even say YoMama. I say your mother.
Yeah,
because I'm a white guy.
Say your brother. Say your brother.
I won't say it'll be your brother because I'm not going to pretend.
Brother.
I'm not going to pretend.
Yeah, Jaffe likes to put that hard R on brother.
Yeah.
So what's the problem, man? You don't like my schedule because a black man made it, or what?
That's the main reason.
That's what it kind of sound like. It sounds like some mayonnaise people is upset that a brother is trying to get them to do work, not every day, but every other day.
Well, listen, it's the black thing.
It
You're
is.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
true.
the black thing.
I knew it.
Can we get it presented by Mike?
Maybe
Maybe we'll feel better.
reparations that came with it.
Yeah, maybe if it came from Mike, right.
Came from
That's
Mike
right.
would be a good schedule.
Yeah. Are you getting blowback on the schedule? People don't like it, or what? What's going on with that?
Half and half. Some people like it, some people don't. But yeah, I mean, most people that have a life and have things to take care of. I mean, you got to think of it like this: the off days, it's easier for people like me who help other shows create. On their off days, I can have conversations with them to tell them what they're going to do, what is a good idea for Wednesday when they're off on Tuesday. Because what Keem used to do was 5 or 10 minutes before your show aired, he would have a fucking meeting with you and then tell you, hey, yo, this is a good idea. That's a good idea. You guys should do this. And then you start your show, you're all bobbling and shit because you just got this information 10 minutes before your show. But if you get it a day prior, you can kind of practice on it.
Yeah. I've
What
had
do
this
you think about the complaint that, because Wings was talking earlier about the shows needing to grow, and somebody in the chat's like, well, it would help if you guys stop fucking changing the shows all the goddamn time. People can't know where you're at and know who's on it because every fucking week it's like this changes and that changes. Do you think that's contributing to a lack of growth, or you think that's an overblown complaint?
Absolutely. That's why I wanted it like this, so it just stays like this for I kept all the shows at the same time. I didn't change the time. I just changed that every day it'll just be a different show. That's the only thing I changed. But yeah, I definitely agree with changing people's times. It does fuck up
Ato OE2 super chatted $9.99. Give Crypt bosses slot. Hashtag bring back Madhouse.
Thank you. We appreciate it, buddy. A
Yeah,
lot of people are saying it.
Yeah, during
YoMama.
the local live presentation, YoMama said that this is the only time slot Jaffe can do. Jaffe can do a later time slot. He just can't do like way into the fucking PM. But we're West Coast, right? So the 5 p.m., which is the 8 p.m. EST, totally available for Jaffe and Wings.
People keep saying bus. Isn't bus midnight right now?
Bus is
Yeah.
8 p.m. EST.
Bro, you guys are like the
bus is
perfect
still
morning.
coming on
You guys
after
are like the
live.
perfect morning show.
Yeah.
So bus is
Bro, you guys
getting like a 3,000 member redirect,
And they
then
drop
knocking
down
it down to 250.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But is that because Amber's back?
Reapers is getting a redirect from live.
Oh yeah, Bus is B circuit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Amber's coming back though. Right?
No.
Oh, she's not.
I have insight on this.
Not Amber.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Amber Lynn. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not coming
Amber
back.
Lynn is currently her YouTube partner program. She's currently kicked out of it on her personal channel. That means she can't be a part of another channel that is monetized.
I see.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So like her and like one of the chubby girls,
Angie.
both are out of the Angie are both out of the partner program. So like if you look, Chubby and Bus kind of like lost their monetization because of that. So they had to part ways, and they tried to make it out like I was the problem because I pointed out like some shows like Alpha underperformed like a motherfucker, and it's like, dude, I ain't got no fucking clout with that.
I know that was me. I did that. I thought that was hilarious to place the blame on you. Thought it was really funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I'll own it. I'll own it. I'm never gonna bite my tongue on another fucking show. It's just not gonna happen. You'll fire me before I bite my tongue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought that was funny.
With YoMama said, this change in schedule would provide the opportunity to talk to the smaller shows that aren't going live every day to give them kind of like a, hey, let's plan for tomorrow. I don't know if you remember this. Wasn't Mike supposed to be the creative director going in and confirming everyone had a show planned out before they went live? And if they didn't, they were going to get like, oh, you can't go live today. We'll figure something else out. I think that lasted a whole 1 week. I think I was like one of the last shows that kept on dropping a fucking show notes thing, and people just didn't fucking respond. And Mike,
you didn't even read them.
Yeah, it was like whatever.
Because again, you get like fucking 30 shows sending you fucking the same documents. People are even repeating their documents. He was just like, okay, he was saying okay to everything. So yeah, it's kind of hard to do it like that.
Yeah, it's a lot for one guy to approve what's going to happen on 48 hours of content every day.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with the day off, you get time. You get to actually have a meeting with them, like a phone call meeting with them, and just go over things. And then the next day they'll just perform it. It's better.
So YoMama, which one of you guys are HR?
That's still King.
It's still King because like I still need to get paid for that Talladega trip.
Well, that's Boogie. That's Boogie.
That was a fucking.
But unless Boogie's capping, but he said live that he was going to pay you out $500 to go to Talladega.
Keem was supposed to pay him $1,000, and I was supposed to get $500. I ain't got none of my money.
Well, Keem said I'm not paying you anymore, Boogie, so that's on you. So now Boogie just has to do it out of pocket.
So I got to eat a $600 fucking loss.
No, Boogie should just man up and say, you know what? Fuck it. I said I was going to pay you. Here's your money, Boogie. If you're watching,
I'm trying to figure out which one was worse, the Talladega or Jaffe and Tech's trip to San Diego, that ghost bullshit y'all did.
Well, our ghost bullshit still made more money than the Talladega trip on live.
Well, yeah, the ghost thing wasn't a bad.
Was awful.
Well, okay, but it wasn't awful. It was awful because we didn't have the
internet
technology. Yeah, I mean the content was there.
Yeah, something you would need.
The owner lied to us.
Producer,
and I my ass. You lived in California. You lived here. You lived what, an hour away from the location, and I was calling in from Vegas, and the owner was like, "Oh yes, we have high speed internet. You'll have access to it. You'll have this gigs." And I was like, "Can you send me an email with a screenshot of the speeds?" He's like, "Here's the email." We get there. He's like, "Well, the speed is only actually in the office. It's not in any of the rooms." And there is no hookup in the rooms.
What I'm saying is, as a guy with ADD, I learned a long time ago, I need a producer and I do the creative. And so it's not that I live in San Diego. It's that I'm like, that's not what I do.
Yeah, we got lied to by the owner.
So,
you know what? That was almost Fat Camp 1 if it wasn't for Zeta's fucking thing. And Wings will tell you that.
Right. That's right. Without the Starlink. So, and we'll do it again though. We're going to do it again.
It blew my fucking mind. He wanted to go back to that place. That place sucks so much fucking ass. Like the beds were rough. Like the satellite internet sucked ass. Every place echoed in the fucking building. Terrible fucking place.
Yeah. By the way, about
Well, all right, guys. I just wanted to go over the schedule. Go ahead.
all right. Thanks, Wings. What's your God damn it, YoMama?
YoMama, dog.
I'm
can you
high,
just not
man.
remember black people's names?
It's not that I'm
They
I'm
all
high
sound
hangover.
the same apparently.
Come on now. That's not I'm very high. Not still high, but hungover. Listen, speaking of Madhouse, and somebody said Bunny Button, I talked to Bunny yesterday and I said, well, why is it you won't come do a show with us? And she says, well, it's Kid Behind the Camera. I said, okay, well, what specifically? And she said, well, he's a pedophile. And I said, well, what do you mean? And that's what it is. That I didn't know that was the issue. That I thought there were other things he had done or allegedly done. But it's that really, I think, grinds her gears and says, I can't do that. I can't do it. So we're not going to get her back on this network.
I have news.
I can't be the one to defend Mike in this one because people call me a pedophile.
They do. But I assume when people come to me and say that, I assume it's you being younger saying some edgy, stupid shit. It's not an actual literal, like the thing that bothers me about the people who come at you, if they have evidence that you are, okay. But if they had evidence, then I would say what you're saying is crucially important and you need to make sure that's reported to the proper authorities. But if you really claim to care for the safety of children, which I respect and think that's a wonderful thing to care about, then there are people out there doing real harm that you should be maybe setting your sights on of exposing. But the idea of going after someone that said something 15 years ago as a edgelord thing, and he was young and stupid and he knows it was a dumb thing to say, but he was a kid for the most part. It's like, that doesn't sound like you care about protecting kids. That sounds just like you're just trying to be a troll and you're hiding behind the mask of, look at this noble reason I'm being a dick to this
white knighting.
Yeah. So
I think it speaks volumes that I have one of the few age appropriate wives in the network. I've always stated this, like I can't date
reaction,
a woman that doesn't
Jaffe.
know what Taco Bell looked like in the 90s.
Oh, I don't know what people's wives are. I don't have a reaction.
That's when you're married to someone that's a female.
I don't
that become your
know
wife.
people's wives. I don't know.
I
know
know Brantley's
most
like
people-
in her 20s. Boogie's wife,
most people-
their fiance's in her 20s.
Almost everybody's got like a 20-year age gap except me. My wife is actually 2 years older than I am.
Right. But I mean, that's not being a pedophile if you're dating a 20-something.
No. I think that I understand that. But what I'm saying, I think it helps my case that I'm one of the few people that have an age appropriate wife.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I mean, age appropriate's weird to me. I get really frustrated with people who want to plant a flag, and it's like, because I don't think you'll find many functioning humans that support taking advantage of other people, certainly not underage people. But when you do set a legal age of consent and you've got a 40-year-old man dating a 25-year-old woman, I'm like, well, then change the law. If that grosses you out and you think that's inappropriate, then change the fucking law. But
BB_Phil super chatted $11.50. Wings has already built mega successful podcasts and is a proven entertainer. Can't he be included a bit more in the wider LCU ideation process going forward? I still feel he's underutilized right now.
I don't think that's an us thing. That's
it never will happen, Phil. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Jaffe.
No.
It never will happen because I've already was owner of this network for a while. I owned 25% when it originated, and I sold my part. But the reason is I say no too fucking often, and King hated that I say no. And like when I had more creative control, like he's never going to give me creative control back because I say no, and I'm fervent with my convictions. I'll stand on them.
If I looked a little nervous earlier, it was because we got some new news for the LCU.
Nobody
Jaffe's
was
not
looking
gonna
at
care.
you. Nobody was looking at you. If you
Hey,
looked a little nervous.
so anyways, do you remember who Ultra is, Jaffe? Ultra was this guy who went on and did this whole spree. Stop talking over me. He did this. I literally stop often during this conversation to let you speak, and I'll stop what I'm saying, and you don't give me that same fucking respect.
I don't.
Ultra has been crashing out.
It's true.
There's an announcement in the Discord. I actually cannot show it on screen.
I've seen it.
But if you look at it, Keem says, "Can we get a?" I can't even say that because it gets a little IRL. I think if I say what Keem wrote, but he says I just happened to reread this conversation and he's talking about some serious mental health issue thing. But if you look at the announcements, if you're in the Discord, join the Discord. Go to the announcements page. You'll see it. Did Jaffe walk away? He actually doesn't give a fuck.
I turned off an alarm clock. Just stop being so fucking
fine,
sensitive.
Tech.
Keep
It's
going.
fine.
No, you're an
There's
asshole,
two of us
Jaffe.
here.
But yeah,
Well, Ultra, I know you're awake at 4 a.m., but if you put a crown on Crypt, we'll give you a sanctuary bubble over here.
that's true. Ultra, yeah, crown up. We got your back.
I don't know, but he is saying some off the wall shit. He's saying like obviously he's having mental health issues, right? And people are throwing the idea of maybe like calling people to see if he's okay. Right? That's what they're saying.
Yeah. If you want to know
he's
what
not on the shows anymore, right? So
No.
he was up until yesterday, I think. So this message is the night of him learning he's off. So guys, if you want to see the announcement, you have to go to the Discord. We can't.
And this goes back to the whole all these people who get hired to run these shows. You know what's I mean, on one hand, it's good because it's drama, right? Because that's what people like and they thrive on. So maybe it makes sense. It's a good thing to pull your host out of these, underbellies of society, blah, blah, blah. But there is a point where it's just like, holy fuck, man. How about you stop just pulling randos out of the fucking Discord and get some talented people to host the fucking shows? But
nobody wants to be a part of it because a lot of it is just the way it's ran. Like anytime we've tried to get like somebody to come in like McJuggernuggets or like even iDubbbz, like iDubbbz is struggling right now. He would fit perfectly in this network.
Yep. That'd be a good name to pull. But yeah.
And he says what? He says he won't come on because it's just
this
confusing. His wife holds his nuts.
Well, that's one thing. Yeah. But the structure of it, I think, is just it's too restrictive for bigger names, and it's also not super beneficial for smaller names, right? There is like what Wings was saying earlier about the whole schedule thing is there is not a lot of additional market coverage if you're in the network. It becomes very insular. So if you're a smaller streamer who's like, I want to get a shot, all it is like a paycheck. It's never going to be growth to your platform. It's never going to be, more eyes on you. And then if it ever becomes that, Keem tells you to delete your YouTube channel.
Right. And I totally disagree. Like I wasn't a part of the network when Nightmare had his drum thing. You guys remember the drum drama? And I'm like, dog, I don't follow Nightmare's fucking channel, but I got his drum stream on my channel, right? Like YouTube promoted his channel randomly in the algorithm and he had like 1,500 viewers and Keem like, delete your fucking channel. He is so afraid that he's going to lose $1. He will trip over $1 to pick up a dime. Like that it's crazy. Like you need people to go outside of the network to cultivate an audience to come want to watch them over here. Like today, I see a lot of the people I streamed earlier right before the show. I see a lot of my guys in the stream earlier today that were just here to continue to watching the stream. And it works that way. Everybody should be feeding into the idea. And it's just not happening. And it's like, there's no growth. And I said, once you create growth and people want to be a part of that growth, you'll bring in more people and those more people will bring in more viewers, which will in turn be ad revenue, members, donations. It will all work itself out in the end, but you got to concentrate on growth.
I think Keem is like, he's aiming to get that very lucky unicorn moment of finding someone who is insanely talented, has no online presence, and is not at all studied up on what is a fair business transaction. And he's like, perfect. I can put him on the major show like that. That's like the way he wants to run
the
things.
Simon Cowell thing, right? Where but the difference is with music, you not as much, but you needed somebody on the inside to help you. Not so much with YouTube. So
yeah, so it's such a rare opportunity to find someone who would be a perfect fit for being the most entertaining person on YouTube, but only put them on the LCU. And then once they explore out, they're punished. It feels weird to me.
Just Harley, for example, is on H3's. He has his own little, because H3 is kind of doing their own little LolCow universe.
Yeah.
And Harley's over there. If Harley wanted to go back and reiterate Epic Mealtime, do you think H3 is going to be like, no, you can't go do a Epic Mealtime. You're on my network now.
Well, no, but I think that's more so. I think if H3 could get away with it, he'd probably say yeah. But I think because there's more scrutiny against that larger H3 podcast than there is on the LCU, like other drama communities cover the H3 podcast 10 times more often than they cover LCU content, right? The H3 podcast Snark Reddit is one of the larger Reddits or subreddits on the platform, right? Or at least it was. I don't know what happened to it after the whole drama with the lawsuit thing. Jaffe, what are you paying attention to now?
just reading the chat, talking about you.
Perfect. Now, what do you want to contribute?
That's what I'm contributing. I think what I'm fascinated by their observation of like your perception of yourself. Like, I think it's fascinating to them. It sounds like they think you have a perception of yourself that doesn't line with reality. And I like watching them sort of struggle with that, what to do with that data they have. That's what I'm reading.
Yeah. Tech pay rent. I pay bills here. Jaffe's on my fucking, like I am like the owner of part of the fucking bill shit.
Okay, here we go. You want to tell them what the only reason you currently, you know what? I'm not getting into
exactly.
it.
You're not getting into it. Like, but the end of this is, we share a common interest and a common goal, right? I want to make Sarah happy. He wants to make Sarah happy. Us living together made that easier for both of us. Jaffe uses my car to go do stuff if he needs to. I use his house to stream from. But it's like, I don't need to be here. I've had a fucking, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom house in Vegas, just chilling. I was doing it fine on my own. I moved out at 17. I've been emancipated for a hot minute.
Can I say something to you, Tech?
They can eat my ass.
Since you got that big ass bus paycheck that you just showed the Kirchhoff
that
with,
big chip on your shoulder. Yeah, go ahead, Jordy. Say something to him.
Your glasses are bent. Can you maybe get new glasses?
No, I like these. These are vintage. These are like fucking 1992.
Yeah, but they're like bent right down in the middle. Like one eye sits lower than the other, and it makes me look like you got like sloth or something. See, the right one's lower than the left.
I like it.
He's not gonna get that reference, Jordy.
Wait, what's sloth?
Oh, he doesn't know who a sloth is.
Is that from Ice Age?
No.
Yeah, it's from Ice Age.
Sid the Sloth?
I think he's thinking Goonies is what I think.
Goonies, yeah.
Is that the guy who's in the basement chained up?
Hey, you guys!
Chunk, love, chunk.
Is that really him? The guy chained up in the basement? Yeah. He looks like an amalgamation of people.
Yeah.
Okay, then I know who Sloth is. I've seen memes. Yeah.
But
I do pay for shit, fuckers. All right, I pay for shit.
Oh my god, so insecure. Relax, baby.
Oh, you literally were like, you want to add the content? I'm watching Tech get judged by the chat.
You asked me what I was doing.
Then lie, idiot, lie.
I don't lie.
Change it. How about you stop doing that and do something else for the show instead of like, I'm reading all your criticisms, TechProtect. That's what I'm doing.
Look, I think I have a good judgment of what the audience wants to talk about, partially because I spend a lot of time reading the chat. It's interactive. It's not a podcast. It's an interactive podcast, you see. You understand how that works?
You got too high yesterday.
We have these people in the chat. Like, dude, TechProtect is an integral part of the show. I love Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It is also. It's my channel. It was my channel. Grim is better than Tech. Fuck you. Grim's not coming back.
I don't agree with that at all.
It's not your channel. It's Keemstar's channel.
Yeah, but I told Keem this is my channel, and he said, "Okay,
Okay,
sure."
well, okay. Well, now that you said that,
He said, "All right, Tech. Yeah, all right." So you know what? I took that as confirmation. I'm pretty sure he sold it over to me. That's at this point.
Anna G, you're goddamn right. No more edibles. I'm done. I'm done. It's not professional and it's not acceptable, and I don't like how I perform when I'm hungover on the weed.
Yeah. When was the last time Keem did videos on you, Jaffe? Oh yeah, he hasn't.
I don't watch any of Keem's videos.
I remember the last video Keem did on him was back when when Jaffe dissed Brantley.
Yeah, that's true. That
The fact that you think having Keemstar do a video on you is some claim to fame, I don't care.
I mean, if I was sitting in my room at like 16 years old, right, when Keemstar was a popular guy, and I told myself, oh yeah, 12, 13 years from now, Keem's going to make a reaction video to something I said 3 days in a row. I'd be like, that's bullshit. That's not going to happen. That's not real.
I mean, I have that every day. I sit or do a podcast with a dude I used to play his video games as a kid.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I never played a Jaffe video game, honestly. It's till this day I've yet to touch a game Jaffe's made. Yeah, we should. I mean, that'd be an interesting thing.
I mean, Jordy, by now you should just get over it.
Yeah, I'm not starstruck anymore, but like at the same time, I still respect the hustle.
You know, also interesting. You're no slacker yourself. You know, I've been on Discord for a good amount of time, and I've played a lot of games online. When Helldivers 2 came out, the 3 friends I played the game with for the first time, they named their starship the Wings of Redemption. Right? Like these people I was playing with were like, "Oh, I fucking love Jordy, dude." And I was like, "All right, I've seen some of his content before." But these people,
I always say this: I am the Michael Jackson of the YouTube game. When I say this, I'm referring to the end of life Michael Jackson, where everybody knows who Michael Jackson is, but nobody. No, he's not a pedophile. Where everybody knows who Michael Jackson is, but ain't nobody buying his albums, right? Like,
okay, I bought his.
I don't believe Michael Jackson's a pedophile. I think he was framed.
I don't think he is either, and I don't think you are one. But I'm not.
I'm 100% not.
I like.
But I'm not gonna But I'm not gonna not make the joke. Come on.
Oh shit. There's new Epstein news. I forgot to fucking talk about it. Did you hear the new Epstein news?
We talked about Stephen Hawking, motherfucker. He was in the Epstein files.
Yeah, what do you got?
Apparently the White House, or someone officially released the fact that, yeah, we did cover up some of the documents that should have been released. The numbers didn't match what we originally told you guys after the release, so we're going to release some more files. So expect more Epstein news coming up soon.
Dude, I believe the alien files are going to be released for the motherfucking Epstein files. So didn't somebody say like, oh, they're going to release all the UFO knowledge recently?
It should be coming by the end of next month, allegedly. There's been enough.
Trump's in that motherfucker more than Jesus is in the Bible, guaranteed.
Yeah, the idea that he's going to release anything meaningful is goofy. Come on.
Yeah,
I don't believe any of it.
My favorite theory that came out, or conspiracy about the Epstein files that came out, was that Michael Jackson's Wonderland was a way to get children away from Neverland was a way to get children away from like the Epsteins in Hollywood. That he would find children that were being targeted by other Hollywood elites, and kind of pull them out of that and like offer the families money to come over here instead. Enjoy this, do this. So it seems like maybe he was a hero and not the villain we all thought he was.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I hope that's true. I want to believe that's true for sure. But I don't have any evidence. But I have heard, Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman and a bunch of kids that aren't even stars or kid stars say that, but none of us know. None of us fucking know. So, here's what I would say though. Well, no. Okay.
You won't say.
Sharing a bed with kids is weird though, says Mad Hatters. It is weird. And he's a weird guy. But that doesn't mean that he is a pedophile. He might be, though. I'm not saying that.
There's a possibility. Like, I'm looking at it, but it's like he's been acquitted a lot. Like, he's went to trial at least 4 times. He's got acquitted like 2 of the 4, and the other 2 he did outside settlements.
Yeah, I mean,
like the fact that he settled.
Well,
that's kind of That's kind of,
sometimes, but
There's some time. I mean, okay, I'm not trying to defend Michael Jackson because I don't know too much about his life. Right, I wasn't there for a lot of it because I'm young. But if you are a very high profile person, the time it takes to go through the legal process for a lot of these cases, you might as well just pay him and be like, okay, it's done. I don't have to go through months of this.
Real quick, Jordy, Michael Jackson never settled. It was the insurance companies. They actually changed Michael Jackson's law because what happened in California, the parents that were suing Michael Jackson, it was a criminal investigation at the same time as the civil suit. And so they don't do that anymore. The civil suit now has to go after the criminal investigation in California. They changed the law because of Michael Jackson. You can look it up.
And what about this though? Fingerprints belonging to both Michael Jackson and the boy accusing him of molestation were found on pornographic magazines seized from Neverland last year. This was, it was a long time ago, but if that's true, that's pretty damning right there for sure.
Well,
at least giving underage children access to pornography.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So I don't know, man.
I don't know what to think.
Here's what I'll tell you.
I'm gonna rescind my comment. I'm putting squarely. I don't know.
I don't know, but I would very much like to believe he wasn't because I just want to enjoy his talent. But the problem is the more talented you are, the more trauma you have usually. If you don't have trauma and you've dealt with your shit, you're not making art like that. You're not compelled to fill that hole with the need to be loved by the masses or whatever it is that you do and why you do it. So it's a deal you have to kind of make with these people. My heartbreak will be when someone like Steven Spielberg comes out to be a creep. So far, so good, but he's one of my favorite creators in the world, has been since I was a kid. And he just seems squeaky clean. But how are you that successful and that talented without being a bit broken?
Autistic. The motherfucker's autistic. He loves
yeah, that's true.
Speaking of autistic, Plunder Phonics, thank you for the $5 saying paint drying is better than tech. He also said Grim is better than tech. Welcome to Cash Cow for 1 month. And Floofers says, it's okay, tech. We know Jaffe is the alpha male in the household. The beard is a sign. I choose this facial hair.
Do you think Spielberg directed Poltergeist?
I know the kid who was in Poltergeist, went to college with him, and he said, because I made fun of him. I made fun of him for two reasons. One was that Tobe Hooper was not really the director, and it would drive him crazy. He got so mad because he's like, dude, I was there. The other is I always told him he would die soon because the other two Poltergeist kids had already died. And he's like, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm like, no, you're going to be dead soon. It was awesome. He's a good guy, though.
He's dead now.
Who was he in the movie? Was he the brother?
He was Robbie. He was the kid who got eaten by the tree and the clown. And yeah. Good guy, Oliver Robbins. Really, really good dude.
Isn't he dead?
But
I heard news about that.
No, he's not dead.
Heather O'Rourke died.
Heather O'Rourke died, and Dominique, whatever her name,
she got killed by her boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, no, a stalker.
A stalker? Okay.
Stalker came to her door.
Oliver Robbins, American actor, writer, and director.
At BB_Phil super chatted $11.50. Wings helped a guy called Woody's gamer tag get started in his online career, and Mr. Beast later said this Woody was his biggest inspiration. Now that's a cool butterfly effect originating from Wings.
Yeah,
do you remember Woody's gamer tag?
Oh, yeah. I have a successful podcast that's still going to this day. Well, I'm not on it no more, but Woody still runs it. But like, here's the thing with like Woody. Like, I gave him his first break, but like he had such star power written on him, he was going to find a way to break through regardless. I just happened to be the person that opened the first door for him. I don't want to take credit for building anybody like that.
Okay. Well, that's cool though. Thank you, BB Phil. I didn't know that. I appreciate the education. A lot of this YouTube stuff I was too old for. My kids were into it, but it's not like I didn't know about YouTube, but I didn't, I was working and doing shit when these guys were, coming up and everything. So I'd never heard of Wings until I don't even know when the first time I think somebody on my channel was like, look at this guy who they're stream sniping and they used to get you mad to throw controllers and stuff.
Didn't you comment on my Twisted Metal 2012 video? Because I made a video where I stated that GameStop fuck me. Because back in the day when that game released, they had multiplayer passes.
Yeah.
That you had to put in to like kind of like
Right.
deal with people buying
They
games
shipped with
secondhand.
they shipped with the game.
And
the
like
piece of paper.
the GameStop didn't give me my Twisted Metal multiplayer pass. Like they literally stole it out of the case and they rewrapped it.
Oh
It's like,
wow.
oh, and it
Did I
it just
comment
happened
on
to be
that? I
game.
might have. I
You
don't
did.
remember, but okay. Fox says they're thank you for the super chat announcements. He wants us to read announcements.
It's the same Ultra message, right?
Oh, okay.
We can't show it on screen because it's Ultra saying some pretty, harmful to life messaging and also the N word,
Got it.
and also the F
Well,
slur.
thank you, Fox. We appreciate it. I was in 5th grade, says Random, when OJ was found innocent. I watched it in my classroom. Yeah, I remember that. I was actually in San Francisco working on Twisted Metal 2, and we all stopped the meeting and listened to the verdict. And then I was downtown. I was also downtown when the cops got off for beating Rodney King. And that's when suddenly the riots started, man. I mean, LA, I loved living in LA. I miss those days of living in LA. It was always exciting, always interesting. I'm not saying I'm nostalgic for the riots or anything, but I'm just saying, man,
I thought
being
the
in
Minnesota thing was going to be more.
The Minnesota thing?
Yeah, the ice killings in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was going to be like a Florence and Normandy kind of, kind of thing,
Right,
like the LA
right.
riots.
Yeah. I mean, it should have been, but the liberals, I
mean, I think we said about it on Monday that the what happened in Minnesota is it being attributed to? I think it was a 20% decrease in deportations across the U.S. That ICE has like ramped down a lot of their push across the U.S. because of the whole,
Well,
I
there's
don't
a
know
right
if
way and
riots,
a wrong way to
protests.
do it. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it. You can deport people that aren't supposed to be here, 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
But going in armed with masks and like no accountability and just look like you're ripping people out of their homes, like you're some like Nazi Germany type person.
Yeah.
It's not the way to do it. That's not the American way. Like
it's not. That's right. Keep going.
The
Sorry.
Statue of Liberty it says, bring me you're tired, you're poor, you're sleek, you're earning massive, yearning to be free. It doesn't say we're going to fucking fuck you up because you overstay your visa, right? And one would also say that if these people, if they made a path to citizenship that was more attainable, a lot of these people that they're tearing kids out of their arms that would probably be U.S. citizens, but they make it the barrier of entry so high and so hard to get.
Yeah,
and that's why I was disagreeing with the person on your chat earlier, Wings, is that people are sold this lie in this case about the left when it comes to immigration, where it's like the left wants open borders. It's like, dude, I am the most progressive guy you will ever meet. I don't think we need open borders. I think we need immigration laws. I think we need to make sure that we know who's here and we try our best to keep criminals out. And I also think there is an American way of American values, certainly if you're religious and you believe in Christian values, to say you're not supposed to be here. You haven't done anything wrong short of that. We're not going to treat you like a criminal that needs to have your head bashed in. We're gonna politely and kindly work with you to get you out of our country, and we're also going to help explain to you how you can get here legally. But this idea that you guys like the seeing these people get beaten up, and fuck you. You guys are just thugs and assholes and jerks. You like it. You like it because Trump has given you permission to actually let your asshole flag fly that you've always had. And now, at least for a while, you felt like you were in the cool kids club for the first time. But most Americans don't agree with you. And we don't like that philosophy. And we want America to be a country of laws, but also a country of kindness and a country of good people. And you're just a dick.
Yeah.
So
do me a favor, Jaffe. We're 5 minutes away from ending the stream. Can you please do us an ad read? We're closing up the day. It's a little low for the report card. And you know how Keem gets. You know he's going to start sending us death threats. Obviously, that's sarcasm. Go ahead, inform them that the charity plate is going around.
The charity plate is going around, but today's been an awful show, and I'm going to lay it at my feet. It was my fault today because I didn't smoke anything. I ate Caminos, and yesterday, and I won't do it again. I thought perhaps I wouldn't have a hangover, and I'm hungover, and I apologize. You deserve better. Not all of you, but some of you deserve better in the audience. So we'll make it up to you tomorrow with a much more lively show. That said, though, yes, this show lives and dies by donations. It lives and dies by big mistake. Now you're getting feisty. I like it. She says, I deserve better for sure. You goddamn right you do, sweetheart. Panda-eyed, thank you for that very generous 10 LolCow gifted members. Thank you, buddy. We also did get a pay pig today. Let's not sleep on that.
Thank you, BB Phil.
That very much, BB Phil. But if you like this show and you want to see it succeed here, and you also want to see YoMama come to his senses and have a second crypt that runs at 5 o'clock California time, we need the donations to prove that we're players. Get it! I guess
Irish Panda.
Hey, there's a season 5 teaser for Ted Lasso, you guys, or season 4.
Ted Lasso.
You don't know what Ted Lasso is?
It sounds like the RoboCop show, like TJ
As
Laser.
Happy Solitude 2422 super chatted $10. Jaffe, I consider myself a moderate conservative and agree with you 100% on immigration. I'm curious as to your thoughts on sanctuary cities because I think that's where we may differ.
Thank you for the very generous super chat, Happy Solitude. I don't know enough about what a sanctuary city is, truth be told. I understand that it's a place where performative-wise, they say we welcome immigrants in a different way than maybe a different city, but I don't know policy-wise what that actually looks like. So you'd have to be more specific because I don't know. Bridget Spalding, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys. Cynthia, thanks for the awesome content. Thank you for the awesome content, Cynthia. Wing, she's like, oh, you're teasing me. Smoke Elijah, here's 15 cents. 10.99 wage slaves, you goddamn right. Thank you, Smoke Elijah. We don't agree politically, but it doesn't mean we can't be pals. You goddamn right.
Is that what we're going to call our viewers, the wages?
The slave wages? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
the wages.
I think we should go get comic books today. No, are they open again today?
They're open.
They were closed Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. Well, Bree, my best friend, my brother from another mother's best friend.
$9.99. Morning to everyone. Have a great day. Pink heart emoji.
Thank you,
Except
Bree.
wings. Devilish face emoji. JK.
Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Bree. Wings and Jaffe, thank you both. Sharkbait, thank you, Sharkbait.
580 super chatted $10. Would love a second show at night.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Goddamn right.
A second show?
Yeah.
Would you do 2 shows, Wings?
I will do whatever you guys need me to do. I'm here to be.
Yes, Kamikaze. You know Kamikaze? They were closed Monday, Tuesday, but I want to go get comics today.
Thanks.
Like the only issue I've had so far with the show is like you two talk to each other about the show, but y'all leave me out all the time.
Oh, you think we talk about? No, I asked Jaffe, hey, can we talk about what we're doing tomorrow? Okay, Tech, give me 5 minutes. And then he will fucking pass out, sleep apnea machine off the side of his face, and we'll never talk about what we're doing tomorrow. And
if you guys want to look here's the problem. I would love to have a conversation about what works, what doesn't.
Thank you, Sterling.
The problem is Tech rolls in directly to Gay. And we used to have a bit of a catch-up time after the show to go, here are the numbers, this is what worked, let's change this. I'm okay doing that later today if you guys want to have a standing time for like a 15, 20, whatever minute meeting to go over the numbers and go over what worked and what we want to improve. Yeah, I'm there.
I'm down. We all sleep hella late.
That's super
I just don't want to feel like I'm
$9.99. I just started watching Crypt and I have really enjoyed the few streams I've caught so far. Thanks guys, 2 hearts
Thank
emoji.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Barely Functional. We appreciate that. Thank you, Final Chicken, for being here for a month on Band World. And thank you, Sterling, for saying it's the best goddamn show in the LCU. We agree, and we love you, Sterling. Thank you for all the support. Barely Functional, though, thank you so much. Very generous. We appreciate that.
I just don't want to get into a situation where I feel like I'm not pulling my weight. That's my big concern.
No,
I think the biggest problem with this show is, I think I don't know if there's a balance problem, but I think Tech likes to think he's the alpha, and he has so many shows where he is that character.
Well, I am the alpha.
And I don't think it works as well on this show because I'm clearly the alpha. And so,
well, now the Wings is here. I don't know if you're the alpha.
I signed up for the third chair.
Yeah, Wings may be the alpha as well, but there's too many alphas on this show, and I think I
have a solution.
Yeah,
we let the audience vote tomorrow. Who wears a dress? Right? Who becomes the beta? We do vote by numbers. All right, they can donate to say who becomes the alpha on the show. And it's probably not going to be me, obviously, right?
I ain't wearing a dress.
Well, no, but they might end up saying Wings is now the alpha of Crypt, right? Well, we'll keep track of who they want. I'm sorry. They might decide something different, or they might say it's me.
There's habits I'm trying to break because like I'm so used to dealing with like other LCU hosts that have nothing to say, and I have to fix the air of that, right?
Speaking of fixing the air,
I don't want to like step on toes.
We have to send you over to LolCow Gay. Thank you so much for the support
Band
today.
World. Welcome to Band World, Zach Brommer. Thank you,
Zach Brommer. Beastman says, also, I love this show because it's chill. I hate the crazy stuff on most other shows. You're goddamn right. And if you do like the crazy shit, check out LolCow Gay right now. We're sending over. Love you guys and goodbye.